Hey Gunas. Welcome to another episode again of Gunpowder Banter. I'm your host, Casey, and joining me as always is Femi. Femi, whose analysis always walks a fine line between balancing the intellectual and the emotional side of the game. We got Oshoke, who is just pure emotion and always radical with his thoughts. And we got our main man here, Namdi, aka Dizzle, who's always sizzling with the gameplay analysis and tactical look of the game. So, guys, episode two, Leeds away. This was quite an emphatic win, wasn't it? I mean, the headlines all say 5-0. It's a lot of goals, but again, it's Leeds, right, Femi?
Yeah, the headlines say 5-0, but it was 5 shots on goal too. 5 shots on goal, 5 goals. Uh, Pretty impressive tally based on 5 shots. But if we want to kind of draw it back and pull back a little bit, there's the first half was dragging for a little bit. We got our usual set piece goal. Um, Saka's goal was beautiful. That's how we're supposed to play. You get in behind, you get the ball back you win ball back on the counter, get in behind them, score, hit them quick before they know what happened. Love it. Gyökeres comes in the second goal, and he's like, he had been misfiring. There was that chance in the first half where that went by where he snatched at the ball real quick when Zubimendi got the ball back on a quick break or whatever. That was all that pressure. But he said, I'm scoring today. He said,
And
my
sure
name
he
is
did.
Victor. I'm scoring today. I got to do it. And he took that ball and he went all the way, and that was beautiful.
I don't have hair. Couldn't do that thing, but yeah, he did.
That makes two of us.
with the hair slick. But in general, it still feels like growing pains for me, right? The scoreline was more flattering than actually the way the game went. At least second half we dominated all the way. So the second half was much better than the first half. But the first half there's still concerns in terms of, just understanding between the front line. Defensively and midfield, we looked a lot better. Zubimendi showed himself a lot better this game. Defensively, we looked pretty solid. But on the front line, it's just, um, putting those balls in quick. The way Saka plays, Saka always wants to beat his man and then cut in, which is all crowding the space there. It's Gyökeres making the right runs, showing himself ready for balls when we need it. There's still some growing pains, some linkage play that's missing there. And I think once we have that under wraps, I think we're going to be much better for the games to come.
Yeah, I know Wenger always said that you never buy more than three players, right, at a time, integrating them into the team. I mean, somewhat is it because are we a victim of our, you know, transfer window success? I don't know. And Oshoke, what do you think? We had to rely on a 15-year-old to come in. Maybe rely is the wrong word, but there was an excitement for a 15-year-old to come in the game. But is it too premature to see this guy? And again, these are people who have been complaining about Mikel, saying Mikel doesn't trust the kids. But does this change things for you, Oshoke? What do you think about it?
I loved it. I loved bringing Doman in and having him, deputize for Saka, and he did well. What did we really expect from a 15-year-old, right? I think if he gets more opportunities, he will play much better as we go along. But I love the idea of bringing him in and letting him get his feet wet.
Yeah, I think this is 3 games for him and 3 penalties conceded from him, if I'm not mistaken, because he had those 2 penalties in preseason. The Newcastle one, and I forget the first one. Was it Tottenham? Yeah, I can't remember if he played the Tottenham game. But again, quick feet on this 15-year-old. I think he's kind of probably going to
That
be the
penalty was
future,
really
right?
soft, though. It was really, really soft.
I
It
mean,
was
the
a
step in is
penalty.
good.
Hey, it was a lot better than that. What they gave Manchester United today.
Oh yeah, wow, that was crazy.
I've never seen
That was just the Man U effect.
That's crazy. Or even
they
the
don't
David
bribe refs
Luiz
too.
penalties. Remember back then? Remember those penalties that David Luiz used to cause for us, or even Mustafi?
Yeah, those ones
Yeah.
that you never see happen to any other person apart from us.
Yeah,
The clipping. I still remember that game. Anyway, that's water
Yeah,
under the bridge.
we have suffered, and we've also suffered with injuries. Man, this is crazy. Second game of the season. What's the third injury to our third first team player? Namdi, what do you think? Do you think that there's something going on with training, or
I
do you
mean,
think that
I
Odegaard
don't.
out, new injury, or new player in?
Man, the way we're getting injuries, man, they need to start asking these people's villagers what's going on, because somebody is casting spells on Arsenal players for real. Like it's unbelievable. Somebody sits down on the bench, the guy injures the next day. Like it's crazy.
But this
But
is
but
also the first time where we're having an injury like Odegaard and Saka in the same
yes,
game,
in
and we're
this
not freaking out right after.
that so you see
Fair point.
that's a fair point, and that's why I'm not really bothered. Well, let me put it this way: I'm not as bothered as I would have been last season. This season, we made concerted efforts to actually get people in the right positions, so that to mitigate these type of problems. Havertz goes down, you have your curves. That's like no problem, nothing missed. Worst case scenario, Merino can deputize if we need to give
Fair
Jokers
point.
a
Good
break.
shout. Yeah.
Same thing. We have Saka out. We have Madueke. Madueke can come in left or right. So no problem there. I mean, obviously the quality is going to drop, but I believe he can do a job. He can definitely do a job. And also
Yeah.
with Odegaard, I mean, you already know what happened. The person that was introduced, you know, right before the game, that's another person. That's why I like the fact that we're buying versatile players who can fit in anywhere. I mean, worst case scenario, even if we didn't get Eze, we have people who can do a job. I mean, you might have to sacrifice some things, but we have Ethan Waneri. Waneri can play in Odegaard's position, so and we might not miss a beat. But yeah,
Yeah.
Speaking of village people, you know, if it's really the village people, their jazz is not working the way it's supposed to, because the news we're hearing today is it's not that terrible for Saka, and it's not as bad as sorry, and Odegaard, as bad as we
yes.
originally thought, and that they may be coming back soon. So I think that's a boost. When
I
I saw
mean,
him clutching his hamstring yesterday, I was like, this seems like
Yeah.
a season-ending type injury, and it sounds like they're saying it's not as bad as they originally thought, and maybe it's possible they're only out for a couple of weeks, or maybe even less than that.
I hope so. I hope so, because we're gonna need every player to 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 prosecute this season, man. Like
Prosecute.
that.
That's a good choice of word, though. No, it really is. It really is. I know that what Mikel said yesterday was doing the rounds during his interviews, post-match conference. Post-match interview. He said that what no when Saka went down, it wasn't good, and I think people picked up on that, and it kind of went viral about him not being available for the next game. But I mean, at the end of the day, bro, next week is Liverpool. There's something about having Saka on the pitch, right? There's also something about having our captain who leads the press. Yeah, I mean, Waneri came in last to replace him, but you could definitely see that there was a little bit of a drop in intensity with the press. So let me ask you, Femi, when you look at the lineup for this Leeds game, were there any surprises on how the game started? Were there any surprises on the team sheet?
um No, not really. I think it was pretty much what we expected. Given Martinelli's performance last week, it was obvious Maduke was going to come in and start for him. The only other thing that could possibly have been a surprise is Calafiori starting again. But again, I think I can eat my words from last week. Calafiori was super impressive on that left hand flank this week.
But it's also Leeds, though, right? It wasn't in
Yes.
Bueno, right? It wasn't in Bremo on the right.
you're taking my words from him, but he
You
can
can
only
only
he
play
cannot
what's
play
in
what
front
is
of
in
you.
front of, exactly. You can only play what's in front of you, and he did that pretty good. We weren't wide open when breaking open. Defense looked pretty solid, and then he was giving us all those options in attack, always running forward. It made a whole lot more sense today than it did last week, because last week it was more about, he just wanted to get forward and he was leaving us bare at the back. This week it was secure at the back, and he was still giving us those attacking options up front. So I was super happy with seeing how Calafiori made out today. That's the only other person that I said was a surprise on the team sheet. But other than that, I think it was exactly what we expected.
So the whole approach of signing all these players now, we have two people in each position, blah blah blah, and the whole 9 yards. Namdi, you didn't expect to see like maybe Saka and Odegaard rested. Like the people that replaced them. Did you really expect Saka and Odegaard to start the game?
I mean, there was no surprise when I saw the team sheets. I mean, I expected them to play. I mean, that's our first team, so we had to put points on the board. So it's not about resting anybody. You just have to go for it. Every single game we go through now, you put your best team forward. We always talk about what changes we could see, and most of the time we look at it's usually the left back or the right back. The rest of the team is pretty much set. There's not that many pieces you're going to change in the squad. So it's just that left back, right back situation. And it seems like right now Timber is nailed on as our right back.
Hmm.
Uh, I
But
mean,
White is also injured, right?
even
They
if
said it
he's
was a
not,
small niggle.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it's something
I,
as
I, and I
bad.
think because both of them are kind of quote unquote injury prone, they're always kind of like trying to manage their minutes. I don't even know who is even better when it comes to injury wise now. Who's even more stable? It's like hit or miss. But I'm just happy that we have those options there. And then worst case scenario, we can always put Mosquera. Mosquera can deputize there as well.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys think about his performance when he came in?
I
Uh,
mean, debut game, he comes in, slotted in, just was perfectly okay, perfect, perfectly capable replacement. Didn't see anything special from him. But again, in a game when you already have a big lead and he's just coming in to kind of show up things, it's kind of easy in those games, right? So you're not going to see a lot from that type of performance. But if I have 1 second, I want to go back to something you said, which
Hmm.
is around we have players, multiple options at every position. But just because of the fact that we have multiple options at every position does not mean we should be changing the lineup every game, right? I agree with what Namdi said, and let's have a top 11. Let's know what our first team is, and let's play them more than anything else. If you remember at the top of the show, I talked about how everyone has to kind of gel together, and that front line is not gelling together because they haven't played for that long. They need multiple games under their belt in order to get that gelling together so that they can actually play, know when to make runs, know when to cut in, know what to expect of each other, and get that linkage. If we keep making changes up there, it just makes that time longer for when we're going to see that everything coming together from an attacking standpoint, at least.
Yeah, no, that's
I
a good shout. Good shout. Ashoke, go ahead.
I completely agree with you, Femi. But do you remember when City had that run where you couldn't tell what front five Pep was going to play? We had no clue at any game. We kind of just saw it at the beginning of the game that okay, this is the lineup.
yeah,
But I
but
agree. Yes, we need them to be solid and trust each other. But there's
But
something to be said about making even the subs being able to trust each other.
I get that. I agree with you. But the thing is, when Pep was doing that, he had a solid team. Everybody kind of knew the positions. They kind of knew what passes to make, how they were going to
And
play,
the system,
and
and
the
the system too.
system. So we don't have that yet. When we do, then we can start interchanging people all over the place. But for now, you kind of have to build the rhythm, and then I guess during training games, you can try and like integrate the subs in there, and of course, manage people's minutes and throw them in. Maybe give them like 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and they should be able to. I mean, after a while, I don't expect to see the final product until maybe 5, 6 games in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think there's an importance in having everybody gel, play until we get there. I'm just surprised that it's taken us this long. Remember during preseason when Jesus and Zinchenko joined?
Yeah.
Man, that preseason was fire. I mean,
Yeah,
from the first
but
game, we
they
It's
never
joined.
missed a bit.
they
But
were
Casey,
both
they
coming from
joined
Man City,
early, and
Yeah,
they joined
yeah.
early. They joined from Man City. Our
where
coach
where
was a Man
Arteta
City
was
guy.
exactly where
Yeah,
Arteta was coming from there. So
so
it all made sense
it's already
then.
established. He
Yeah.
Then he knew that he was going to be left back and enter into midfield. There was nothing else. I mean, the only thing is that he had to build relationships with different players, and good players can find good players, on the pitch.
I just don't know what's wrong this season because we've had a lot of preseason games.
I
But I
would
mean, if you
say
watch preseason game, it's only like the last game we played where you could actually see some semblance of a team. I know we switched up a lot of players too, right? It's taken
yes,
a
it's
while to get the first
injuries.
team.
It's injuries. People coming back from injuries. Some people played in the uh, quote unquote World Cup, Club World Cup, Madrid, and it's just different. I mean, if he had bought Jokeres earlier, then I guess we won't be seeing this whole. He looks like he's getting up to speed now.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep in mind we're talking mostly about the front line here, right? We're
Yes.
not talking about
Yeah,
defensively more than anything else.
exactly.
So and
Good point.
and that's where the issues are. So because we're talking purely about the front line, and because Gyökeres is a different type of striker than we've ever seen in this particular type of system, that's why we need all of that gelling factor
Exactly.
in order to happen.
If
Okay,
you had
okay.
Havertz, we would be playing the same thing. That it would be totally different.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But I guess there's hope for us, right? There's hope because we know that Arsenal can perform at a way better level than we're seeing right now.
Oh
So
yeah.
there is hope. We just need to stay injury free. So I think we've beat that lineup segment here to death. Unless anybody has anything else they want to drop in on that, but I think we've kind of talked about everything there. The bench, we had Mosquera, Martinelli, Kivio. I was kind of surprised to see Kivio there, given the rumors. But we got Trossard, Nwaneri, Merino, and Lewis Skelly and Dauman. So I think no surprises in there. The usual suspects are out. Zinchenko, not on the bench. What's his name? The guy from Porto who just came back from loan.
Fabio Vieira.
Vieira.
Fabio Vieira, not on the bench. So I think we kind of expected not to see those guys there. But I think so far we've talked about lineup. So let's talk about the game. Let's talk about like some of the players in the game. Diesel, aka Medicine Man. For a minute, I thought you were a prophet there. You called out on the group chat that first goal was going
I
to come in the
told you.
35th minute.
I said 30. I said first goal 35th minutes. I mean, I was shy by about 2 minutes, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw it, man.
like
I
30
mean-
seconds. Like 30 seconds. You were shy by 30 seconds.
I mean, this is what I say. It's going down. Are we yelling timber? I mean, because it's.
Hey, but what can I say,
It was pretty
man?
close.
Man of the match performance yesterday, man. I mean, to me, he's our most reliable defender, 1v1, hands down. Like you can play him left, right. He can play center back. I wouldn't play him there, but yeah, he can do that. He's not really known for his attacking prowess, but I guess today he decided to show everybody that it's not just Ben White that can do this. He does it as well. First goal to me was all about our delivery. Rice can drop the ball on the sixpence anytime. That guy's delivery, man,
Word.
awesome.
Word.
If you notice, every time he crosses that, he puts it in a place where the goalkeeper thinks about coming, but it's like, nah,
It's not sure. Like,
it's
should I,
not
should I
sure.
not?
That area of uncertainty. That's what I
And
like.
consistently
And
too.
consistently, like,
Yeah.
when we watch our Arsenal games, set pieces, I have to give props to our set piece coach. These guys, they don't really. I mean, I'm yet to see a cross recently where it doesn't beat the first man. Like consistent crosses in there. And
That's
so,
because Saka has stopped crossing.
yeah, no, he still does now.
Man,
Come on,
no. I
Saka
told
still
you about
crosses.
the
Come on,
with his
come on.
radical
I mean, I'm
ideas.
joking, but
I
you know what I
mean-
mean.
He does start. He does start the game.
I'm going to agree with Ashoka that Saka's delivery has taken a back step.
No, but
A little bit,
I-
a little
a
bit
little
of a
bit.
back step.
a little bit.
Maybe
Anyway,
a little bit, but I don't think enough to drop him. But
no.
No, not to drop him, obviously.
Yeah.
From set piece duty, that is, or from corner duty. Not set piece, but
Corner
from
duty.
corner taking duty.
No,
Yes.
he has to take it sometimes. So I mean, I'll take Rice if an in swinger from the left hand
from
side.
the left side.
From the
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
left, from
Yeah.
the left side all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely, Rice has it. From
Yeah.
the right, Saka's delivery from right has not been as great as we want it to be this season. But again, we're only 2 games in, so.
And if you
Yeah,
notice, we've
yeah.
also done something different with our set pieces. You see, we started doing the whole thing where players start on one side and then running into the center, as opposed to when they usually just try and block players in the middle. So that kind of confused them a bit, because when Timber went through, he was actually the last man. If you notice, what's the play? He was the last man on the at the end, and then he came into the middle, and so because of the pace of the ball, he was able to just glance it into the net, and that was pretty much it. And he also laid on the assist for the second
For
goal
Saka.
for
Yeah.
Saka. Yeah,
Yep.
that was
Yep.
a
Beautiful.
that was a
Beautiful
beautiful
pass.
pass.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
for me, man of the match, 10 out of 10 performance any day of the week.
So if you remember what I said, the difference between Ben White and Timber is that in those situations, Ben White would be on the outside. He wouldn't be inside.
Yes.
Timber tends to play on the inside. That's a big difference between the both of them.
Yeah, and I think especially with that right side, right? It's kind of like horses for courses in terms of what do you want from your fullback in this game, right? I mean, bar injuries, right? And I think that would be a deciding factor of whether you play Timber or you play White. Like you said, Timber is a spectacular one-on-one defender, right? And you know that White would give you those overlapping runs, and he partners very well with Odegaard and Saka. But I kind of think that this was really a Timber game. Also, not only from that perspective of what he gives you, but also to give him some match fitness as well. Because this is only his second. He didn't play much in preseason. This is only his second 90-minute game. Oh, well, not even 90-minute game. Second more than 60-minute game. So I think there was something in there to kind of keep his legs going. But that second goal that he scored, it reminds me of when we used to play winning 11 with Femi. Those goals that come out from nowhere. There's like commotion in the box, and then somewhere someone just stabs the ball in. But was it? I mean, was that a handball?
Don't forget the 2 handballs in
Um,
there. There were
yeah.
2 handballs in there.
I think they've changed the rule. I think if it can't be the guy who scores the goal cannot be the one who handled it.
But Timber handled the ball first when the ball came in
I
from the
don't think
corner.
he did though. Did he? I
It
saw
I think it was
Saliba.
Saliba and the defender.
I saw Saliba and the defender.
and the other defender.
Yes,
But
they handled the ball. He didn't.
No. Before it got to Saliba, if you watch it again, when it first comes to Timber, it hits his hand. Ball to hand, not like his hand was out there, but it definitely hit his hand.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to now say the phase of play has changed because the ball now landed and bounced a couple of times before it hits Saliba, and then before it comes back to Timber and he
we don't
scores.
care.
because he touched the defender first.
I don't care. Of course,
Yeah.
you think I care? I'm taking a goal.
When it happens to us, I will care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take it anytime, any day, anytime.
So so long as Vi is okay with it, we're good with it. We take the goal. Yeah. So what about Rice? Oshoke, what do you think? How was Rice's performance today?
So this is my thing with Rice, right? I know last season we he's worth the money. I feel like we need to see more from him, and I don't know if it's because most of our gameplay goes through the right. But outside of those corners and maybe free kicks, I don't really see a Rice presence as much, at least on the offensive side of things. On defense, yes, you see it. On the offensive side, I don't really see it that much, and I want to see more. And I think that's my. I don't really want to say an issue with Rice, but that's kind of what I see with Rice is that I don't really see his impact on the game on offense. On defense, yes, he drops deep. He does well, combines well with Zubimendi, but I don't really see it on the other side of the field.
I'm going to say something.
Namdi,
right?
you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say something. So could it be that because Calafiori is now the one who is ostensibly playing as an 8 sometimes, that kind of like relegates Rice to back to the double pivot that he's playing. So if you notice, if you watch the third goal, with Jokeres goal, the first one of his goals, you could see Calafiori gave him the pass, right? If you watch to the end of the goal, you would see Calafiori in front of the goalie. That is
Exactly.
that's the midfielder running into the box type of situation. That should be Rice. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe it's all by design and not necessarily like, okay, Rice, we just need you to play this double pivot, get Zubimendi up to speed as far as defensive capability and all that, and then let this guy bomb on, which is what he's been doing. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Femi has some words. Go ahead.
Uh, I see what you're saying, and you have an absolute valid point. You're absolutely right. Um, the Jokeres goal, it was Calafiori who put the ball in and continues running whatever and goes right after it. But that's what Rice is supposed to be doing. So I kind of agree with what Oshaka is saying in that in the sense that we shouldn't be seeing that. And I get that. Yes, maybe Rice is trying to cover defensively for him, but that's not what we're paying him for. I mean, when we're talking about what's worth the money, whether the money is worth it, and all that, I think that's really what the issue there is you want to see him running. I think Rice does better in games where we need his tank. There's a lot of transition play going from back to front type situation. That's where you see him a lot in those games. A game like today, where it's more possession, we have the ball all the time, I think it's understandable that you don't see him all the time in there. So that's my opinion of it. I agree that Rice gets quiet in games, and I agree that I want to see more from him. I'm going to agree on that. But in term and I see your point in terms of why it's happening in Amdi, but I don't know that that's good enough. I think we should want to see more from him, because part of the problem, and I said again in the first half, things are still a little bit right because there's not that movement. Everybody's more focused on defensive solidity, maintain the structure, don't let them break through the lines, whatever the case may be. And because everybody's primarily concerned about that, we lack that fluidity up top. I want to see more of that fluidity. And I think if we get more runs from Calafiori or whomever is playing left back and from Rice or whatever, you give the defenders more things to think about. Then they have more places that they need to cover. And based on that, you open up more space, and then you can move the ball a little bit easier in the attacking third.
Yeah, Diesel seem to agree with Femi.
Yeah, I mean, definitely get what you're saying. Like, because for the amount that we paid for him, he should be doing more. And you can't buy somebody 100 million, and then it's your left back that is now playing that in midfield position. That's not good enough. But I mean, especially because the opposition we're playing is not the kind of opposition that would require him coming back to defend. There's no why even play with a double pivot if you're going to play this kind of opposition where you have the possession of the ball the whole time. He should be freed of his responsibilities, of his defensive responsibilities to an extent. So he should be the one who is bombing on forward. And we didn't see enough of that.
Yeah, and to an extent, that's an Arteta problem.
Yes, because I'm sure he's coaching him to say, you sit back and let this guy do it. So that's why I said I feel like it's by design.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think, and now I'm curious. I'm going to go back and watch and see exactly what happened with Rice when Lewis Kelly came in. Because if you think about why Arteta uses Calafiori, he uses Calafiori more when he needs more presence in the box, right? Again, that chaos factor that he brings in. So you sacrifice somebody in the defense when you play Calafiori, given. So mostly when Calafiori is playing, that's when you see Rice drop in to provide cover in the defense and kind of let Calafiori play his role in the offense. So they're both playing two roles. He's kind of both playing 4/8, and Calafiori is playing 4/8 as well. So, and they're kind of interchanging versus when he's playing double pivot and he's playing that 6/8 with Zubimendi. So I'm kind of curious to see because Luis Kelly sits back way more than Calafiori. So I'm going to go back and watch the game and see what happened when Skelly came in. Did Rice become more? Was he more forward then
Mhm.
than before? I'm kind of
Because
curious to see that. But that's a good point.
Skelly joins the midfield and he doesn't really bomb
Yeah,
forward
he
like that.
sticks there. He
Yeah,
doesn't bump
sticks there.
forward like Calafiori.
I
Yeah.
I watched the game again today, and on that goal, I was looking for Rice on the screen. I couldn't find
Which
him.
goal?
The
Jokeris goal.
Joker's goal. I was actually looking for Rice. I couldn't find him on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at
And
the end of the
he's
day,
sitting in that role that Xhaka used to sit in, right? That was that what Calafiori did for that goal today. That was what Xhaka was doing.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's playing differently from Xhaka too. I think. I
So I
think
get it,
he
but my
offers
point is,
differently.
where is he?
Hey, all this is a moot point as long as
As long
as
as
we
we
win.
win, right? Yeah, yeah.
That's the only thing. Like you win and the coach looks like a genius. So let's
I mean, that is
see.
true.
Let's see what happens next match. I doubt we're gonna see Calafiori bombing forward next match. I don't even know if
Yeah,
he's gonna play.
yeah, yeah. I mean, good point, and good segue. Also talking about the left. Let's just stick with the left there for a second. I mean, Martinelli must be sweating bullets on the bench right now. Right, we got Madueke in front of him, and he didn't even make the team. He didn't even get on the pitch. Sorry, with all the substitutions that we made, even when we're four up. So, what do you think
I
about
feel like
Madueke,
Martinelli.
Hamdi?
I feel like Martinelli plays next game though, but that's where I'm jumping the gun. But
I'll go
Let's
and
see.
talk about Madueke.
Mhm.
I
Our
liked him
Nigerian brother.
exactly. I see. I'm repping all the Nigerians in this team, man.
That's right.
So Madueke, I like what I'm seeing from him. I didn't like the first couple of minutes he was playing. I thought he wasn't as dynamic as I expected him to be on the left. He did okay. He pulled out wide. He hugged the touchline. He allowed Calafiori go more inside. So he and Calafiori kind of like dovetailed. Sometimes he'll be on the inside. Sometimes Calafiori will be on the inside as well. So he did that well. But I feel like we saw a lot more from him when Saka was injured and he had to play right. He looked very, very comfortable.
Agree.
And that was like he looked very comfortable, more threatening on that side. And I feel like if Saka is not fit for next game, he's a starter. He's a starter at that position. I don't think anybody's going to be able to take it from him right now, just because he's to me he's almost like for like with Saka in that respect. The issue I have with him, the only issue I have with him is his defensive abilities. It's getting better. I noticed he was actually putting himself about, trying to make things uncomfortable for the opposition. So he's getting there. He wasn't just like a bystander. I didn't see him beating like the way he was beating against Manu. So it's clear that somebody has drilled something into his head. Like, dude, you cannot be going out of position, and you can't be getting beat that easily. So I think he'll come good. He's definitely a great acquisition. So I have no qualms with him starting next game.
Yeah,
Femi, you seem
I'm
to be.
gonna borrow Shoka's words and say I agree with everything you're saying, but again, it was Leeds United. We're playing Leeds United. Who do we expect? Who do we expect to be beating him on a regular basis just like that? So I agree, he was much better defensively today. We didn't see him getting beat anyhow. That was much better. He played well attacking or whatever. But again, you gotta caveat it. We're talking Leeds here.
Yeah,
So
we know.
just
But
put that out there.
I get that. But last season we were having issues with small teams that were supposed to be beaten. So we didn't have the top 6. We did not lose a single game to them. So our problem was clearly the bottom rung of the ladder. So I mean,
let's also not forget he's coming from West London. There's going to be a learning curve defensively for him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Another dig at Chelsea.
Yeah. Those guys. I don't know.
But I mean, but again, to your point, Femi, it was only Leeds United. Should he have done better? Should Madueke have played better?
I think he did. You can only play what's in front of you, and he played as good as he could have with what was in front of him.
I mean, go something like be. let us talk about you in glowing terms and say, man, he did something crazy. Like he threatened this guy. Something.
What I liked the most about him, what he did was he made us look structurally better with Gyökeres in the sense of he was more direct and putting balls in, right? He wasn't concerned necessarily with beating a man and then cutting in and then crowding the space in the box. He got the ball, he was looking he was looking for how he was going to get the ball in and get it into the box and let the striker do his job. And I appreciated that a lot.
So the way he played on the left is different from the way he plays on the right. On the left, he tends to want to cross quicker.
Yes.
On the right, he wants to beat his man first. Like he's the first thought in his head is beat the guy, beat the guy, beat the guy. But on the left, it's almost like
that's because
cross.
he's planning on taking a shot. He kind of tries to beat the man to get an opportunity to shoot on his left.
He's also more comfortable on the right.
Yes. So that's pretty much. I like how he
Did
plays.
he have any shots on target in this game? He had zero. Yeah, he had zero shots on target.
Dude, we had 5 shots on target and we scored on all 5 of them.
So if
Maduka did not, if he did not score, he did not have any shots on target. That's an easy answer.
Fair point. I mean, fair point. But I mean, at the end of the day, right? You said the scoreline is flattering.
I don't think it's flattering because they didn't pose any issues to us apart from that save that this Riyad had. They didn't really trouble us at all.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah. No. I sorry, Ashok, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I agree that they didn't pose any threat to us, and when I say it was flattering, I mean it was more like a 2-0, 3-0 game than a 5-0 game. Because and the only reason why I say that is because we had only 5 shots on target and we scored on all 5. That is like outstanding. We scored on a set piece in the first half, and it was 2-0 in the first half, and the second goal is the only one where we had a good passenger play, got in behind the defense and scored on that. Otherwise, it wasn't like we were troubling them that much either. Let's be honest.
So those Gyökeres goals, I mean, the fact that we're able to see one of his trademark left channel, beat the guy, force his way through, score. I mean, that's what we paid for him, right, Femi?
Honestly, I was watching that and I was like, I need you guys to come. I need my guys to be watching this game next to me right now, so you guys can feel my joy. As in, no, like so you guys can feel my joy. I was like, because I was watching that game alone, and I was like, I can't be watching this alone. I need somebody to jump on right now. That was beautiful. That was magnificent.
It was.
It was beautiful. It was magnificent, and it was. The one he snatched out when we got the ball and he was in front of the keeper and when he could have taken a touch, controlled the ball and scored easily, but he was desperate and he just snatched out the ball and he played it away. I was like, he's pressing, he's trying too hard, and this is the kind of thing that's. Yeah. And then when I saw him take that ball, I had that thought again. Like when he was taking that channel run or whatever, and I was trying to just run and beat people, I was like, he's trying too hard again. Maybe he can lay the ball off. Maybe he can do this or whatever. And then I saw that goal and I was like, of course, Femi, you're wrong. This is why you paid money for this kind of striker, and this is what you need. Yes. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
Man, that penalty. That shot, the power in that ball.
The placement. He didn't miss. He hasn't missed a single penalty the whole of last season. He didn't miss a single penalty. So
power and placement in that penalty.
And Arteta actually said at his press conference that he is de facto PK.
That came out like last week or something. Yep, he is the PK taker. Yep,
it's kind of apparent at this point. That thing was powerful. I think as a keeper, even if you touch it, your hand could just bend.
That's how you should take it. The guy doesn't really go for finesse or all this chipping. Nah, it's power and placement, and that's. I mean, most of the time you will score if you do that. Hit it hard and low enough, and you're good.
Yeah, and then he gave them the hair slick at the end of it too in the celebration.
Yeah,
it was like you people were talking about me. Yeah, let me slick my hair so you can actually see it. I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
there's.
I was gonna say, I don't know with him, right? I kind of, he's not a confidence player because he just exudes confidence, right? But I kind of feel like this opens the door for him to a
Oh
certain
yeah.
extent because like that first goal that ball where he missed, where we intercepted the ball and he rushed and kicked the ball. Like you said, Femi, he kind of felt like he was trying too hard. Like I want to do something. I want to do something. I want to score. Do you think that these two goals kind of sets the pace now moving forward? I mean, we don't have a crystal ball, but gotta be something to it.
I mean, that's what strikers need. You know, strikers score a couple of goals. It opens up a lot for them. Just opening up that account in the Premier League, doing it with 2 goals with a brace in one game. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it opens up a whole lot more for him, and now we can expect him to play with a little more freedom. That he's not all that tensional. He doesn't have to press as much, and he can actually do what he's great at doing.
I agree.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off of him a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but did you see like the camaraderie after he scored the goal between him and the other players? Like it just felt like he belongs. Like they're looking out for. I don't know. There's just something about
I
that.
think the players are as excited as we are.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I agree.
yeah,
But I think more than anything else, that's what we don't give Arteta enough credit for. He builds that camaraderie between the team. He wants the team to
He
celebrate
does.
together. He
Yeah.
emphasizes
Yes.
that more than anything else. Whatever problems you want to have with him in terms of building a team who wants to play for each other and build that camaraderie and work for each other, he knows how to do that perfectly. And that's what you're seeing there.
When you see the players, you know that these guys want to play for him, and there's no like, they want to play for him, like no ambiguity or anything. They want to play. Like they will run through brick walls for him.
I don't sleep on Arteta's recruiting style and his
Nah.
ability to
His
pull players.
man management style is awesome.
Absolutely. He's a perfect man manager.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this because like Nandi said in the group chat the other day, it was kind of bring tears to your eyes kind of moment. I mean, we talk about Jokeres, right? This guy, if you believe the reports, he sold his mattress, he dumped his girlfriend, I believe, to come to Arsenal. I mean, there's some major events there. And then Eze, I mean, just to listen to the story, he calls Arteta right before he signs for the guys up the street. He calls Arteta and says, "Boss, are you telling me no more? I mean, how far?" I'm sure it was like, "How far? How far?" And Arteta was like, "Just give me a few minutes," and then comes back and says, "We're good." I don't know. This guy, 13 years of age, gets cut from the academy. Emotional comeback. I mean, the stadium was raucous on Saturday. It was crazy. It was
Yes, it
crazy.
was.
So the third Nigerian in the group now, I'm sure that they have enough momsies now
Make
to make
us now
jollof rice
Nigerian again.
and make jollof rice parties. I mean, what was the emotion that was going through your mind, Oshoke? Like, how did you feel when that? You're always the one that brings the Fabrizio. Here we go.
The Fabrizio
go.
talk. Man, so when everybody was saying, "Oh, something," oh, now the Harvest is injured. Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I kept telling everybody, I'm like, well, Eze is gone because the deal with Spurs is pretty much all but signed. So let's just forget that. Then I heard, oh, Arsenal is getting in the race. I was like, it's gone, man. There's no point. The moment I heard it's a done deal, I was so excited. Now, don't get me wrong. If anybody had listened to me before this whole thing, I was always like, where are we really going to play Eze, right? Yes, it would be nice to have, but where are we going to play him? The moment I found out that deal was going through, it became, yes, one, we're getting him. Two, we're sticking it to Spurs. I love it. That was my exact thought. I loved it in that moment.
That was just such a powerful moment, man. Femi, what about you?
Look, the man was about to sign for Spurs, and his spirit,
Are
the
we
Holy
allowed to say
Spirit
that
told
name on this show?
the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit ministered to him and said, "Don't sign that paper. Call Arteta. You cannot go to that team up the streets. Those people are useless people. Don't go to those people. Call Arteta. He has it for you." And he called Arteta, and it happened within matter of hours. That's beautiful.
That's crazy.
Man. Beautiful.
It's crazy. Wahala Day, North London Derby. Next one, Abi Namdi.
Man, that's gonna be so many
honestly,
storylines. so many
No.
storylines.
As in the way they are going to boo that guy at
I mean, it's not
at
like he
the
played for
At the
them
toilet
before and
bowl.
switched.
no.
It's different. But the funny thing is that
listen.
this,
No.
the funny thing is that
Hold on.
Spurs, this is not the first time it's happened to them. You know that Willian did them the same thing. Willian did a
That wasn't
medical.
even
He did
bad.
a medical. He did a medical at Spurs
Which
as he
William
was
Gallas
leaving.
or William?
No, Willian from Chelsea.
Yeah.
The Brazilian one. He did a
Holy crap,
medical
I
at
didn't even know
Spurs.
that.
Yeah, did a medical at Spurs as he was leaving. Chelsea called him and said, how far now? You sure you won't join us? And he left. That was it. So it's not even as bad as that.
Didn't
So,
Spurs pay for the
Spurs is
taxi
just
of
a
a player to
useless
come
team.
to
It was
Arsenal?
Emmanuel Petit.
Emmanuel
He went
Petit.
for his
Yes.
medical, yes, and borrowed money from Spurs because
see?
Wenger called him and said, just come, let me talk to you for a second. He borrowed money from Spurs, cut a cab, went to Arsenal, and never came back. Or never went
They
back.
thought they were paying for his taxi to go to the airport. They paid for his taxi to go to.
I mean, so they are
Highbury.
used to this. They are used to it. They'll be fine. They are used to it.
Yeah,
But I think for
mean,
me, it was one hearing that he didn't even like read through the contract again, right? It was kind of like, we've already talked about it. I know you guys are not going to stiff me, and he just
Yeah.
signed it.
where do I
And
sign?
then, like the next day, the news now came out that he actually initiated it.
Yeah.
I was
That
like, this is it.
Yeah, it means the man wants to play for us, man.
And that's
it's
what we
such a
want.
good
That's
story
what
to
we
hear.
want.
People that actually want to come, like they want to play for you. Like it's, to me, that's all. It shows so much about character. You can't do anything wrong in my book.
If you remember, I was so against the whole Sesko deal because I just felt like he didn't care where he played.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that his numbers weren't that great, I kept saying this guy doesn't really care. He just wants to go somewhere where they're going to pay him a lot of money and he's going to play ball. I wasn't really sold on that guy. But the moment Gyökeres kept saying it's nobody but Arsenal, I'm like, okay,
When you dump your
And
girlfriend.
there you go.
And Gyökeres he reminds me of Ian Wright as far as like his aggression
bloomer.
and his first of all, he's a late bloomer, and the fact that it almost seems like he's hungry. The
Right.
hunger for goals, like I must score, I must do well. You know,
It's giving
it's-
body.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Vardy, those kind of late bloomers, good strikers, and always like, and you can see like if he misses a chance, he does not let that affect him. He's like, I'll get another one. I'll keep going. And that's what I like about him.
So where does he play though? What are your thoughts? How do you think Arteta shoehorns him into the team?
It's easy, you know. I mean, the injuries make it easy now.
Yeah. Injuries do make it easy. Odegaard, he's going to
Odegaard is
slot right
out.
into Odegaard's position.
He goes
So
into
you think
Odegaard's
that he
position.
usurps? Oh, really? So you think he was gonna? When Odegaard comes back, what happens to him? He can't just be on the
Then
bench.
they might shoe on him to the left, and that's pretty
Yeah,
much what's
I think they're going to show him to the left.
For who? For on the left wing or on the left eight?
on the left wing.
Left wing.
Not eight.
Yeah, left wing.
Yeah,
Nobody's taking eight from Rice.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna play him in an 8.
No.
What I think it does for us, and I think I was having the discussion with you guys, and I was like, 70th minute, 0-0 game. Who are we bringing on to change the game? Give us a different option.
Have it.
And now,
thankfully, that's no longer the answer.
That's no longer the answer. We have plenty of options where we can come in and have people who can actually change the game. And I think that's what I'm more excited for.
Yeah.
He can actually be a super sub for us for all I care. Honestly, I just see it as there's ways to change the game now. There's ways to give different options.
When I'm looking at the bench, I'm not seeing Butler, Ayodeji, or whatever his name is as the striker coming in. So I'm very happy about that.
Or you mean the striker not coming in?
Not exactly.
At least until Havertz come back, you're going to be seeing Merino, so get used to that.
No problem with that.
He can
score.
I saw something
He'll
today.
do a job.
Jesus is back in training.
I think he's still a few months out to actually be in the team.
No, he was in personal training already. He was training personally
I don't expect to see him. I don't expect to see Jesus until maybe Christmas.
Yeah. If anything, maybe November.
Which is
the whole year.
The normal
The
time
whole year
for
out.
Jesus anyway.
That's a long time.
Do you know that?
No. But a whole year is a long time, though. Didn't he go out in like December or something?
Yeah, but
I
I
think the
mean,
prediction was a year.
ACLs take up to 9 months.
It's 6 to 8 months. That's the standard
Yeah,
time now.
that's if you're a regular human being and not an athlete. you're not you're not playing football. you know,
No,
it's
for athletes,
different for
it
him
is
now.
athletes is quicker, right? So I
No,
know
but what I
Jesus
mean is
was
like
already
for
in
athletes,
individual
for
training.
regular people, it would be like 6 to 8 months or whatever, and then you have to factor in that he has to come back, he has to train, and then get up to match fitness. It's gonna take a while, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
I mean, we'll be happy
No,
to
but
have him though. Just more depth.
I saw that report today because I know as of like last month he was already in personal training. I know that much.
Honestly, if Jesus comes
As of
back,
today, I think he's in
I
team
I
training.
think I
So
think they sell him. If they
It's gonna
can,
be hard for him to make the bench, man. Because our bench right now is, I mean, it's solid and stacked.
yeah,
It's gonna take a lot to make the bench on this team. But hey,
he'll make the bench.
more players, the better. We'll have more options. So, I think we can. I know we're kind of pushing our time limit here. Let's kind of wrap this up very quickly and talk
sure.
about our next match. So, that's gonna be a tough game there at Anfield. What are your predictions for the game? Lineup
Um,
and scores. Do you think stick with the same 11, or with injuries? What do you think Arteta does, and what are your predictions for the scoreline?
so let me go first. I would say Madueke comes in at the right. Martinelli comes in at the left. That's my prediction of what's going to happen. As far as left back goes, I don't think Calafiori will play.
Hmm.
I think they might go a little more conservative and play MLS.
Okay, so you think
I don't know
MLS
what you
comes in.
guys
What
think.
about
Or
Spurs?
this is a wild another take. It could be you might play Timber on the left and have him deal with Salah as a 1v1 defender. I think that's another thing you can do to negate him.
Who's on the left for Liverpool these days?
Salah.
No,
No,
on the
Salah
left.
plays right.
Oh, on the
He
left,
plays.
it's is it Gakpo?
Yeah,
Gakpo.
it's Gakpo. Yeah.
Okay.
But they also have
Mm.
Ekitike. Where did he play? He played through the
Center.
middle last game.
Yeah, through the middle.
It's
He
really
Yeah,
plays
he's
middle.
playing
through the
through the
middle.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with everything Namdi said. I think Odegaard might actually play that game based on what we're hearing now. I don't know that Ize's ready to come in yet, but we'll see how that goes. That's the only other thing that possibly could be different there. My only thing for that game is I just want us to go in there. It's Anfield. It's going to be tough. We got to go in there, settle down,
Stay in the game.
and stay in the game the first half. That's just the goal. I don't expect us to be bombing or doing anything, or it's going to be a tough game. We know that, right? And so let's just try to stay in the game, stay composed for the first half, and then see what we can do from there. That's really what my expectation is for that game. Prediction wise, I'm gonna say 3-2 Arsenal.
I forgot to give my prediction actually. I'd say 2-1. 2-1 to Arsenal.
Okay. That's okay.
So I think lineup wise, I think Martinelli definitely does come in because Arteta is going to want to keep them honest on that right fullback. And then if Saka is still injured, Madueke plays on the left. Keep them honest on that side to kind of takes some
Madueke on the
pressure away
right.
from our defense. Sorry, yeah, Madueke on the right. Sorry,
Okay.
they kind of take some pressure away from us a little bit because you have people that they have to pay attention to, right? Left back, I don't know. I feel like he will go with Calafiori again. That may be pushing it, but I feel like he may go with Calafiori knowing that there's cover between Rice, Zubimendi, and Gabriel for whatever Salah may want to do.
Makes sense.
Right. So I feel like he may still do that. Prediction wise, it's tough. What I want versus what I think. Right. I would want to see a 3-1 Arsenal, but I feel something is telling me it's gonna be like a 2-2 draw, something like that. I don't know.
2-2 was my first thought, honestly, but I don't want to put that into the world. So I
Yeah,
would rather go
me
3-2 Arsenal.
that. Yes. I would take a draw, but I want us to win. To win.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely want us to win. But I don't know. We'll see.
Man, that
Hey,
attack scares me, man.
Casey, you go.
Yeah, that attack scares me. For me, I'll go Amudo Shoke actually. 1-3. I think Raya will be a man of the match. And Gyökeres would score another brace. And
Bold.
my Duque would threaten them. But we're gonna get another header goal, I think, from Gabriel Magalhaes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
For all
I'm
the
hoping for that because I have him in my fantasy Premier League.
yeah, for all the betting people out there, Casey just give you your parlay for next week in terms of how
There
you're
you
going to
go.
make money.
There you go. Just make
Yeah.
sure you send me my own share when you win.
You go lose it.
I'll give you my PM me. I'll give you my email address. But thanks again, everyone, for joining us on another episode here. Thanks to our host and the panelists here. It's always great to get you guys on camera to talk about Arsenal as opposed to texting on WhatsApp. It takes too long to text, man. So it's great to also share this with the world, and I appreciate you guys coming back. Again, please hit the like bell and hit the subscribe so that once we release our next episodes, you get those notifications and you can come back and watch us. Thanks for joining us on this journey. And right now we're working on a surprise that's coming your way. We're doing a few things here behind the scenes, taking match predictions, and we're working on something that we're going to share with you guys here pretty soon. So stay tuned, keep your ears open, keep your eyes alert, and just keep watching us. And once we're ready to release our special, you will know what's happening here on our side. So once again, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Thanks for always being our humble supporters and listeners, and we appreciate you. Until next week.
Before we go, I just want to point out something real quick. Casey, you just thanked yourself for being the host.
I did not. I cannot. If nobody thanks me, I'll thank myself.
Yeah, and you never mentioned the name of our show. It's the Gunpowder Banter. See you guys next time.
Gunpowder Banter. How could I forget that? Thank you, Femi. Thanked myself and forgot to thank the show as well. Gunpowder Banter. Never forget it. All right, everybody.
See you next time.
All right, next time. Take care.
Take care. All right.
Oh no.